All right. Hello, Michelle. My name is Anthony. You spoke with my girlfriend and business partner, Lizeth, yesterday afternoon, and she told me to send you this video. So I'm going to do things a little bit different because I wanted to point out a few things that I've noticed and a lot of things that would help you guys out. And so the first thing we want to talk about is your website. And so if we scroll, the first thing I want to point out is if we scroll down to the very bottom where it says contact us, as you can see, it says Orange, California, USA. And I understand that most of your business is here in Beaumont, Banning, Calimesa, Redlands, and the areas around that area, like Yucaipa, Hemet, maybe San Bernardino, Riverside, Palm Desert, Palm Springs, and all the surrounding areas. And so the first thing that we'd want to change is this address right here, is because it confuses Google. Google really doesn't know where to put you on the map or to list you guys in your searches. And so one of the other things I wanted to go over with you is if you don't have too much content on your website, Google likes to see around 1,500 words on your homepage, and you don't have very many words at all. And the reason why that is Google, the more information that you provide to Google, the more information that Google has to understand what industry you are and how to give you what we call authority and relevance, mostly relevance to the things that people are looking for when they're searching Google. And so if you change this page up and add a lot more content, it would allow Google to understand just what it is that you're offering customers, and be able to start helping customers find you when they're searching. And so if we go down, one of the things I want to show you was these pictures here. Each one of these, if you click it, it takes you to your service page, which is fine. But as you can see, this information was the same information that was on your home page. So it doesn't really change much. And so here we are, we're now on your services page, which is almost identical to your home page. And then if we click on these pictures again, it just takes us back up to the top. And so there's not any change as far as the difference between your home page and your services page other than this information here. And so that would be one of the things that we would want to change. And then your projects, if you click on your projects page, it's mostly just pictures. And now pictures are fine, but having content allows Google to, like I said, understand what kind of services, what kind of industry you are in, to allow people to be able to search and find you. And if we right click and look to see what you're saving your pictures as, it says Projects Jesus Tree Services LLC. This would be a perfect spot to put information called meta tags or information behind your pictures so that Google can see more content that's not relevant to what you see on your website. So like saving this picture here as Beaumont, California, tree services, that would give, those are keywords, Beaumont, California being area that people search, and tree services being a key term or keyword that people also search. So if someone searched for Beaumont, California tree services, this picture having those words saved into it would allow Google to actually find this page a little bit easier. And so that's pretty much some information just about your website. We can get more about that on the phone, but I wanted to go over some of the things that I've seen and point out with this tool that I have. I pay a couple $100 a month for this tool. It gives me the ability to see what kind of keywords you're using within your content on your website. And so if we click on right here where it says organic keywords, it'll tell me what keywords are being used within your website that people search for. And so Jesus Tree Service, that's a branded keyword. So unless someone actually searches for Jesus Tree Service, they're not going to find you. But if they do a search for Jesus Tree Service, then you're coming up on fifth position on Google. However, like I said, that's only specifically if they're searching for your company. So if they don't know you exist and they're just searching for a tree service and say Beaumont, California, you won't pop up because there's no keywords here that say Beaumont, California tree service. But you do have tree service near Redlands. There's no search volume for that keyword. It sells 0, but it's still considered a keyword. So if someone actually does search it, you will pop up on basically the 9th page of Google because you're in the 83rd position. And so adding more keywords and key terms to the content of your website will allow Google to find you when people are doing those relevant searches. And so I wanted to give you some examples of some of your competitors. So we have here, it's riverside-tree-services.com. Which is a Riverside company. And as you can see, they have 45 organic keywords. If we click on it, you'll see Tree Service Riverside. There's 90 searches a month on average, and they're ranked in the 4th position. Tree Service Riverside, California, there's 60 searches a month for that, and they're in the 3rd position. And as you can see, they're getting 10 clicks to their website off of that search. So when they search it, even though they're in the 4th position, there are an average of 10 people clicking on that search, taking them to their website. And then you can see 9, 8, 6, 4, just the different amount of traffic that they're getting from these different key terms that people are searching. And so what we would want to do is really focus on which kind of keywords that we would want to put in your website and being able to rank those areas. Beaumont and Banning, I've done some looks. There's not a whole lot of searches going on for tree services, less than 10 per month in those areas. However, that doesn't mean that it's not searched. And so if we built your website with the keywords of still using Beaumont, California tree services, Beaumont, California landscaping in Beaumont, California, or tree trimming in Banning, California, Google would find that information on your website as relevant, and so when people searched it, you would start popping up on the searches. Being that there's not a whole lot of searches in those areas, it would be really easy to rank your website for those areas so that you're popping up in the 1, 2, and 3 positions and generating most of the traffic. One of the things I wanted to look at really quick with you is right here. I just pulled up Jesus Tree Services LLC so that I could take a look at what we call your Google Business Profile. And so if we look at your Google Business Profile, we would want to add more reviews. The more reviews you have, the more relevance that Google will give you and give you some authority as well. All right, sorry about that. I had to take that call. But back to what I was saying, being able to rank what we call your Google Business Profile will put you on, let me see if I can find it here. Right here, we'll put you on what we call the Google Map Pack. And so by building your Google Business Profile and optimizing your Google Business Profile, you can start ranking in this area here. And this is really easy to do. What we try to do is we list your business in online directories, which gives your business citations. And so the more of these directories that your business is loaded in, where it has your business name, your business address and your business phone number. As long as they're matching, identical, then Google will give you more relevance and give you some authority. And so that when people do a search for Beaumont, California tree services, even if you don't pop up down here in the organic traffic, you can still pop up in this map pack right here. And so being in this top position is going to get you the most traffic to your website. And this would be a really easy thing to do because I've researched these companies right here, and they don't have a whole lot that have got them to that position, and we could really overtake them really quickly. I could have you in that position probably in the first couple of weeks, just based on the research that I've done. And so that would be a good start. Once we did some work to the website, made some corrections to the website, first thing that I would do is get you ranked in this Google Map Pack for the Banning area, the Beaumont area, or whatever area that you decide to put your business address. Because as of right now, it's got you in Orange, California. And I know you don't really offer much as far as services in that area. So we would want to focus down on either Beaumont or Banning and really focus on getting you in this top 3 here, and then start to focus on ranking you in the organic traffic, so that we'll take a look at another company here, Valley Care Riverside. Here's their information. They have 27 keywords. They don't have a whole lot as far as power. I didn't go over this, but so these backlinks are giving them a domain rating, which is helping them rank their keywords. So the better your rating is here, the more power you'll get for your keywords. It's going to boost your rankings on Google. And if we go back and look at yours, right now you're at a 0. So like I said, they were at a 7. It wouldn't take much work to really overtake them. And then even in a Riverside area where they were popping up on Riverside searches, you would have your website listed in Riverside as well. And so, like I said, there's a lot of information that I'm going over. However, a lot of this is really simple to do. And that's something that we can talk about over the phone. But I just wanted to make you aware that, the website that you have, you're missing a lot of content. Not having this content is really confusing Google as to what it is that you're doing. It says ivy topping, but trimming ivy. That's not a whole lot of information for Google to go off of. And so they really don't know how to make your website available for searches that people are searching for. And so the biggest thing that we would want to do is really reconstruct your website, make it look more professional, give it some more content. We can still use the same pictures. We can still use the same format. We would just give it a lot more content and make it so that Google understands what it is that you do. And then once you start ranking, then we can trim some of that content and make it less about content and more about structure. And so that would be, like I said, that's, this a lot of information. Try to go as quick as I can because I didn't want to leave you too long of a video to watch. However, we can discuss more of this over the phone. But please take a look at this. If you have any questions, write them down. And then when we talk on the phone, we can go over that. All right. Well, you'll have my cell phone on the email with this video. And like I said, you're more than welcome to reach out to us at your earliest convenience. If not, we'll be talking with you soon. All right. Thanks, Michelle.